Excitement, well, we got that in abundance as this Pro Bowl is underway from Orlando, Florida. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready? You ready? Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Here's a carry for Saquon Barkley and the Giants. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Breeze. Open here, Adam Thielen. And that's going to move the sticks again here as the tackle's made at the AFC's 40.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go.
Ready? 95-56. 95-56. I'm going back to you.
There's Breeze. It's caught. Jones. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. NFC South to NFC South. Breeze to Julio Jones for a first down.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big.
Ready? 95-56. 55.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Throwing now is Breeze. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The starting defense now for the AFC.
And as expected, there's speed and talent everywhere you look on this Pro Bowl roster. Let's keep an eye on the secondary because they're going to be tested in a big way. It's the Pro Bowl. Not many running plays. The ball will be in the air on almost every snap. Fortunately for them, roster full of cornerbacks who are used to playing on an island.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack. Here's Aldrick Rosas now for the NFC field goal try. This will be from 49 yards out. No score after one on EA Sports. This one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. But hang on, a flag is down. Now, if it's on the defense, they might decline it and take the points. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The roughing the kicker called on fourth down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10. Now Breeze. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. J.J. Watt, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Now on second down, this is Gurley. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be fourth down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And the kick by Rosas is good. And the NFC out to an early 3-0 lead.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he breaks through another tackle. And an alley to run. The 40, 20, 10, and touchdown. He goes 105 yards on the kick return. And the AFC has taken the lead. So they gave up the field goal, but boom. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them
I was
to do
going to
that?
ask you, maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film with those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Ready.
Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime preview. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey,
writing down your ad-libs.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. But it'll be second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
This pass into the hands of the running back, Todd Gurley. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Throwing again on second down. Breeze. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll lead here to a third down. Breeze, one of the best ever in these situations as he's trying to get his guys set. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, You really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And going deep for Hill. They've got his man complete. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 41 yards. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was trying to hit Melvin Gordon there. And now it's second down. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
What a catch and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They get a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Mahomes again. And a little floater there is incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. 3rd down here. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Gets it to Gordon. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Jason Myers now for the AFC field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. Throwing on first down is Breeze. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. Now the NFC going to take a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Breeze to throw. This complete to Jones. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Now the Pro Bowl kicker, Aldrick Rosas. Last year, he hit one from 57. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So we're at halftime of the 2019 Pro Bowl with the AFC out on top. As we'll send you across town to our studios. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The AFC offense now set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters, as I also like to call.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. The 20. And all the way in for the touchdown. James Conner, 77 yards. And the AFC is able to widen their advantage. That's what we want right there, CD. It's a Pro Bowl. Give us some of these long touchdowns.
We want plays that cover a lot of ground. We want long-distance plays, whether long-distance runs, long-distance passes. It doesn't matter. In the Pro Bowl, big plays are what we're all looking for.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the NFC heading out for their first drive of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger. But no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try and get back to where you were to start the half.
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. Jones has it. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong arm. Guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Now Gurley trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. This offense in desperate. Need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Breeze going to throw. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The AFC offense making their way back out. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense maybe. And he cannot get rid of it. The NFC getting in there for the sack. Khalil Mack. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. After the sack on 1st down, Mahomes, they They complete it to Hill. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
They're pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the NFC is going to have a short field as they take over 1st and 10. The NFC offense heading. Back onto the field, and here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Breeze. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. J.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. It's the AFC in possession, though they trail here to begin the 4th. Breeze to throw for it on 4th. He completes it to Jones. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Breeze now just 1 misfire so far after that last completion, 15 of 16. It's 1st down. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier Howard. And shedding his way forward. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
Well, you're trailing. It's the 4th quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense knows this, too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or 2, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Still on his feet. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Come on, fellas.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. Right back to Connor here on 1st. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. So the AFC with the football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Kyle Fuller there defensively. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. On third down, it's Conner. And an alley to run. Still on his feet. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the NFC going to call the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Conner. Breaks a tackle, now an alley. Oh, refusing to go down. Touchdown! James Conner, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Great play, but admittedly, the tackling in the Pro Bowl, Charles, not always the best.
I would say that they're not quite as committed to getting a guy on the ground in the Pro Bowl as maybe during the regular season and, of course, in the playoffs. But still, heck of an individual effort there on that run.
So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The offense for the NFC back out there. And it's great to see the stars all out in one place, but in terms of football, what's really great to see is a very entertaining Pro Bowl as we are tied in the 4th quarter.
And how many of these guys thought going into this game, after a pretty easy week heading into it, that the pressure would ratchet up now and someone has to make a play, which means someone will have a play made against them and not have to live with that for the rest of the year.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Breeze now. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the NFC going to take a timeout, their second, as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Here now Roberts. A second broken tackle. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And it'll be a short field ahead as the AFC takes over 1st and 10. Back out is the AFC offense. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he will take this in for an AFC touchdown. James Conner, 41 yards. And the AFC adds on to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's the NFC offense set to take over again. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now the NFC going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56.
To throw again on second down. Breeze. Now Breeze lost the football. So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory?
Bottom line, nobody appeared to be seriously hurt. That's the first thing we look for in this game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think